Alright, hello and welcome folks. Today we're gonna be playing, whoops, wrong one. There one, we're gonna be starting with this. Today is gonna be Reclamation Day. Know the enemy, we're gonna be getting to meet this silly deck that has taken over not only Standard but also Pioneer and apparently now Modern. This deck did win the latest Modern, was it a challenge or like the, I don't know, so one of the big Modern events that took place not long ago. And what we have here is actually Wilderness Reclamation deck. We have kind of like the quote-unquote combo between Wilderness Reclamation and Nexus of Fate. We have Remand and Growth Spiral in the early game. This allows us to propel our game plan while slowing down our opponents. And this is just a sick Uro deck. Like, Factor Fiction is basically like, you just basically get Uro online immediately with just a single card that you can cast on your opponent's end step. This is a card that was printed into the format in Modern Horizons, and it kind of hadn't found its place until now. And I think that this is a really good Factor Fiction deck. Like, Factor Fiction is particularly very good in this deck. And yeah, we get to use a Factor Fiction to enable Uro and use Wilderness Reclamation to basically go nuts on mana. This is also a Field of the Dead deck. This particular list, by the way, this is the one that actually won the event. Field of the Dead is basically a free quote-unquote win condition, because we already play a bunch of lands with different names. Forest, we have Breeding Pools, Blast Zone, one of Castle Landers, which is kind of cute. A couple of Mystic Sanctuaries. This is the single card that I'm not so sure how that's going to work out, because the islands are going to be, it might be problematic, you know? We have a bunch of islands, Ketria Triumph. Yeah, I don't know how the double Mystic Sanctuary thing is going to work out, but hopefully it works out well. And then we just have a lot of differently named lands, so Field of It is kind of a free, it's kind of a free win condition. Also Field of Ruin, all the fields, Field Tribal deck. The one of Nexus of Fate, of course, is so you get to take all the turns, and of course Factor Fiction really helps you dig towards that field, that Nexus. Sideboard includes a couple of Shrug Typhoons. This card is kind of taking over Modern, and it's pretty hilarious, honestly. 4 Gusts to host those pesky Primeval Titan players. Jace the Mask Sculptor, Mystical Dispute for the Mirrors, Veil of Summer, Anger of the Gods against all the creature decks, and Dredge, Upgrade, Ashiok as some graveyard hate, plus more hate for the poor Titan players. Let's go. Let's go. Play interest Nielsen Factor Fictions. Oh yeah, I don't know. I honestly, it's such a nostalgia factor for me. Hashtag in this timer for every match. I know, if your opponent's playing Magic cards, then you probably want to bring in Ashiok, you know. Sure. I think we're gonna keep this, and I'm gonna bottom the Snapcaster Mage. One thing I just noticed is, like, we have nothing for, like, Tron. How on earth are we supposed to beat Tron? But wait, we have Ancient Grudge. We have Ancient Grudge. Called it! Called it! I'm too good. Mono green even. God damn it. My opponent says that's not Amulet. I'm like, how do you know? We don't even have a remand. This is just an absolute disaster. Absolute disaster. Who plays Tron in this day and age, right? Oh, now Growth Spiral shows up? God damn it. Alright, we can basically pack it in here. If my opponent plays like a Karn or something, I'm just gonna concede. I mean, I guess we can technically bolt it and keep on playing. Oh, Wormcoil. That one probably we can beat. Hey, Third Friars, how's it going? They haven't made it lander, so I can't actually counter that. The only problem is now we're gonna get mogged. Which kind of sucks. So I guess I'm gonna counter... Bounce? As long as they don't have Ulamog, we have a shot, but... They do have Ulamog, and I guess just could not find land drops. Just brutal. Team Sunny Days with a cyber guide for Tron saying it's a good melee and call for this exact reason. Because there's a bunch of control decks out there. It's possible. Remember when I said as long as we don't get Ulamog, we're gonna be fine? Remember also when I said that we have nothing against Tron? All of those things were said. All of those things were said. All of those things were said. What's up, real leg? I guess it's a land. Not looking good here, chat. We're not looking good. Not looking good at all. If they go get like another Ulamog, there's the Sanctum, so if they have a way to trigger Sanctum, we're gonna pack it in here. That's a way to trigger Sanctum. that is a way to trigger Sanctum. Okay. All right. So 1 ceremonious rejection. We got this, Chad. We got this. 1 Ashiok. Well, now what? Braid? Engine Grudge? We got this. Don't worry about it. We got this, Chad. I find it hilarious that almost all of Green Tron is being reprinted in the new Master set. That's funny. Gust for Series X, right? I think that Gust is just so narrow. Keep. Giving the people what they don't want. Exactly. I mean, if we get to Ultimate Ren, we get infinite ceremonious rejections. Huh? Wouldn't that be something? Wouldn't that be something? Well, that one we don't counter, I don't think. I would have countered an expedition map, I think. Steam vents. Opt. Do I want this guy? I think I'm gonna slam the Ren right here, but yeah, I think I want it. Yep, definitely slamming Ren. So now, next turn, we can play land, suck, Ren it back, play Udo, hold up Rejection, and then after that turn, we're gonna be able to hold up Cryptics for the rest of the game. So maybe this is okay? Question mark? Please tell me it is okay, chat. Please tell me it's gonna be okay. Please tell me it's gonna be okay, chat. Please tell me it's gonna be okay, chat. Untitled Tron, of course. I mean, they're down to 3 cards. Just get another breeding pool. I can just get an island. I think I'm actually gonna play the land here because we can use Sanctuary to get back Ceremonious Rejection. Chat, we might be doing this. We're totally gonna get veiled here, aren't we? Definitely gonna get veiled. Definitely gonna get veiled here. Oh, sweet. Alright, somehow we did it. The very, very weird situations where Renan 6 is actually the nuts against Tron. Our hand really worked out beautifully, though. Our hand really worked out beautifully. And Lightning Bolt is a really bad card against Tron, but it's mostly a matter of it being a card that we can actually... that answers both cards if they go for a minus. I guess I'm gonna keep this. We have access to Force. I think if they play a turn 1 Expedition map, we counter it. Yo, Sarah Kikensaki with the Twitch Prime sub. Welcome to the Primetime Stronghold, my friend. Hope you are enjoying the content. Yeah, well, as I was saying, counter that one. No Titan today. I played Titan yesterday, so yes, if you want to see some Titan content, you can go to my YouTube channel, and it will get uploaded today. Should I do this? Just to deny them green mana? I think I'm gonna. Oh wow, they have 6th. My goal was to deny them green mana so they actually couldn't... Please be a worm coil. Please be a worm coil. My opponent says, I swear I'm not a Tron player, don't judge me. Well, now we're dead, right? Like, can we win anymore? Not really. Well, not while we continue missing land drops. Yeah. All right. All right. Yeah. So this, it's pretty obvious that this deck basically just gave up on the Tron matchup. I'm honestly surprised that we managed to steal the game, and it was mostly because my opponent kind of, you know, mulliganed into oblivion, but. The game was disgusting from your part, yeah. GG's, my friend. Saludos desde Venezuela. ¿Cómo andás, Fred? ¿Todo bien? ¿Cómo va todo por allá? Now I know why people play Tron. I mean, yeah, if you like doing that. I mean, I'm not gonna deny that it's like it's kind of a silly deck, right? Like it's just really, really powerful. That's what Tron does, but I don't find it exciting or engaging whatsoever. It's probably the single. I was gonna say the single most boring deck in the format, but that's not true. Boggles is even more boring than Tron. Boggles is even more boring than Tron. What's up, Mistress Masterpiece? Yeah, the deck does look sweet, which is why I decided to play it today. So this probably means that we're playing against an aggro deck. This hand probably scoops to an aggro deck, I would say, right? Would you still play Karn in Amulet in this meta? Yes. Yes, Saraki Kansaki. I think that Karn is probably the best way to be building Amulet right now. Oh, my opponent says hi. I'm gonna say that you say hi as well. This hand doesn't do anything, right? This hand is better. So I'm keeping this hand for sure. Now what should I do? I guess we have to keep the FOF, right? Because the FOF is our route towards... It's our route towards getting Uro quickly, which is the way that we win this game. So I guess I'm gonna bottom the island, but we're gonna deal a lot of damage to ourselves. I guess I have to bottom the Cryptic. There's kids in chat. Are there kids in chat? Oh, so this is the black-red Lurrus deck, I guess? They're gonna take our Ren, which sucks, but... This is probably better for us than my opponent being on like Lurrus Burn or something. Because this version of the deck is more mid-rangey and more like card advantage-y. If that's even a word. So... Mystic Sanctuary. Love to see it. You'll love to see it. Also should have played Wooded Foothills first. That was a mistake. Because I could have fetched for Triumph. That's fine. We can still fetch for free. I'm gonna try to hold on to this Sanctuary. Hopefully we find a land before we are forced to play this. Because if I get to do that, then we're gonna be able to Sanctuary back the FOF, which should be pretty good for us. They do nothing. Can work with this. Cycle on Earth. Resolves. Manamorphose. Okay. Opponent's hand seems to be particularly bad. Yep. Their hand is an absolute mess. I'm gonna bold this right now so we don't have to worry about it. We keep our life total nice and high. We draw Remand. Hell yeah. Remand. It's like Remand and Matter Reshaper are two cards that whenever I see them, I immediately see P Sully. Cling to Dust. That seems like a good one to force. Maybe they have another one. Thoughtseize, that's fine. They're gonna take the FOF, which sucks, but I mean, if we find the line, we're gonna get to put it back on top. Damn it. Well, we're gonna have to do this now. This is super awkward. As I was saying, Mystic Sanctuary is kind of a stretch in this deck. Alright, now we're looking good. Now we're looking pretty solid. So happy that FOF is a real card again. Invasion Block was great. Yeah, Invasion Block was awesome. Maybe I should have countered this. It's effectively a Time Walk. That also seems good to counter. Udo would be a great draw. That's pretty good. So do we put Cryptic on top or do we put FOF on top? I think I want to do this right now regardless because I think I'm going to use FOF. I think I want to do this right now because it plays around Cling to Dust. So now one end step, trigger on the stack, we float some menaces, this and taps, we cast FOF, opponent packs it in. That was pretty solid. Axel, ese emoticón es increíble, man. Ese emoticón es impresionante, wow. Alright, so Remand this shit. We probably want Anger. Definitely want Veil. Want Jace. Probably want Shark Typhoons as well. I don't think I like Forces. An Aether Gust, I guess. Don't love it, but the FOFs are great. Is there anything else I might want? Not really. Snapcaster seems good. Do we want 2 Aether Gusts? Maybe we just don't want Aether Gusts. And our plan is simply just like make land drops. Make sure we don't die. And then we're just going to win the game, the late game, 100 out of 100 times. Seems like a fine hand. I kind of like this hand a lot. Let's keep it. So turn 1, we're going to go for Triumph. Honestly, having access to Triumph is pretty insane. Which is, it's honestly like the reason why these are the decks that we have been seeing pop up, right? Oh, I should have played this actually, because if I'm going to be fetching the Triumph, this allows me to fetch for a basic forest down the line. Cling to dust their own bubble. Can get behind this. Should I play around Blood Moon is the question. I think I am. Nah, I'm not. We get Mystic Sanctuary online. In before we get Blood Moon next turn. We do get to fetch for a basic forest. Another Cling. All right. Next turn we even get to Snapcaster Growth Spiral, which could potentially be solid. If they thought Caesar Inquisition, we're definitely Growth Spiraling in response. Most definitely. Manamorphose. Okay. So that has to have been a draw. Oof. That's really good for them. That's really good for them. But they sequenced the land before... They played their land before the Abbot. So they definitely had... They definitely top decked the Abbot of... They definitely top decked the Abbot of the thingy. So I'm gonna take 4 here. It's a non-zero amount of damage. Might be forced to Udo? I could Uro into Growth Spiral. If I use Sanctuary to put the Growth Spiral on top. That's interesting. An interesting thought. Took the FOF. Okay, going to end step. Fetch. At this point, I think I'm just not playing around. What's his name? Another fourth. Do I want to draw a growth spiral? I think so. Maybe that's not correct. If they have a fetch land, they can actually exile Uro here. The good thing is that if they do that, they don't get to draw a card. And we also have to kind of draw towards... Yeah, it was definitely a mistake to put a growth spiral on top now, the more that I think about it. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're 1 card short. We could Snapcast a Mage and play just to block. It's really bad value, but... Since we already have another FOF, I think this is fine. I think my opponent is going to be forced into clinging the Uro. So now we can block the Abbot. We trade there, which is nice. And then... if they actually don't block, then we have the potential of drawing a land off of this growth spiral. It has to be a green source. I guess a green or a blue source. And then we can actually just cast the Uro, which should be pretty problematic for my opponent to deal with. So I think I like this line. Forces my opponent into a very awkward spot. So here comes the flashbacked, or it's not flashback, it's escaped Cling to Dust to take the Uro. But that means that we get to untap and we get to FOF. Also, my opponent basically time walked themselves there, right? And they also not draw a card because they're targeting a creature. Yep. All right, we are playing here. We are playing. Definitely, like, getting this growth file back was a pretty big mistake, but we keep on playing. Thoughtseize? That would suck. It is a Thoughtseize. So I think this means that we have to FOF now. If we are given this, I think we take the Bolt and the next... no, we actually don't. Jace is really good on this board. We can't protect it, however. I think we have to answer one of these dudes, though. Did they cling Uro? Yeah, they clinged Uro, which allowed us to trade with the Abbot, which is nice. What, really? I mean, this is just too much. Alright, so if we draw Wilderness Wreck, we actually just win, right? Unless they manage to kill me right here. Which is not that likely. They would need to have like double Lightning Bolt. But if we top deck a Wreck, we just win. So that's cool. Feels like a hard punt from opponent. I mean, it's also possible, like, the risk of taking Lightning Bolt there is just so massive, right? Like, if they have any instant speed spell, we just get wrecked. So, even though it looks, you know, enticing or whatever, it's just like, I don't think I can ever afford to take that Lightning Bolt there. I would just get completely blown out by literally anything. Seems super greedy for us to take that. Unearth the Abbot. That's pretty sick. Kinda going off over there. They drew another Thoughtseize. Wow. Alright. Even if we draw Anger, we actually can't cast it, which is brutal. So I guess we're just dead. Well, I guess that we can draw, as I was saying, we need to draw exactly... Oh no, never mind. My opponent's smart and they took the Nexus. I was gonna say we would have needed to draw exactly Wilderness Wreck. Foff. So I'm at 4. We lose to any spell. Oh, I guess we can actually just cycle 2 Shark Typhoons. That's better. Means we get 2 blockers. These are some really awkward growth spirals. Still getting punished by that mistake like several turns ago. We lose to an removal spell. Okay, yeah. Yeah, we die there. Not much to say. I feel like we actually do want the Gusts now after looking at that game. We want the Bolts, we want the Gust. Maybe the Veil's a little bit too situational. The Sharks are awkward. Like, we already have enough late game power. So it's just a matter of using cards that prevents me from dying. Keep. Sounds very good. Why Renan 6? I just copied the list from it won an event this past weekend. It won a big event. I think it was a PTQ or something. I think we get Steam Bends actually because of Anger. Is that a good draw? I think that's a good draw, chat. How about now I have twice that amount of mana? Why have 4 mana when you can just have 8? No blocks. Blood Moon. That's their line. Oof. EOT Foff. Yep, that's what I thought. Whew! EOT Foff, you lose. This looks like a job for a quarter of Nyx Bloom Ancients. We don't even need that. How about that? It's 2020 and EOT Foff, you lose is still a staple of the format. Oh, that's right. That's so weird, man, that the record thing doesn't work anymore. I really have grown spoiled. What do you think of the canister version with Primetime? Oh, I actually thought about that. The problem with the canister list is that it plays for Uros, and I don't own the 4th copy of Uro. I was considering trying this out, but okay. I was about to hit that okay, but like the Primetime version. Yeah, it's cool. It doesn't play any Foffs though. It's definitely a different way of building the deck. It's an interesting concept. I remember the days when we'd go through a liquid and updating it. Yeah, give me a break. So if we find any red or green source, we're gonna be in good shape. We're gonna lead on turn 1 Mystic Sanctuary, which means that we're not gonna be able to turn 2 Ren, which sucks, but I think it's still okay. Land would be great. Fetching Stomping Ground on end step. Hey, Tech Wizard, how's it going? Redundant Wilderness Wreck. Not what we were expecting to find on turn 2, you know. Stoneforge Mystic. So let's get Stomping Ground. Let's Growth Spiral. Let's throw a Cryptic, man. Sounds good, sounds good. Something? Fuck me. 27 land deck. 27 land deck. The song is called Ode to the 27 land deck. 27 land deck. Lose your land drop forever. Oh, 27 land deck. Alright. We can't play Ren here, so we're gonna have to Snapcaster Bolt this turn. Because otherwise, if we play Ren, my opponent just play Noble Hierarch attacks and we just get wrecked, so... We unfortunately need to take a turn off here. Now, given the option, do I kill the Ranger Captain? Or do I kill the Noble Hierarch? I think... No, I'm supposed to kill the Ranger Captain, and then I can red minus on the Hierarch. The primetime version has modern staple Flame Slash. I mean, sometimes you need to do 4 damage instead of 3. Right? What do you do when you need to do 4 damage instead of 3? You play Flame Slash. Flame Slash was a staple, by the way. It was a modern staple for the longest time back in the Twin days. Because sometimes back then you actually did need to deal 4 damage instead of 3 because you needed to kill Spellskite. So it's really funny that it's actually a thing. I guess there's no need to show my opponent my hand. Remember when Spellskite was playable? Yep. Those were the times. So, Fire and Ice. Snapcaster. Bolt. So my opponent, yeah, they might sack the Ranger Captain there. Which I'm not opposed to, honestly. Brutal. Absolutely brutal. I think I just have to hit my land drop here. And I can't actually afford to kill the Hierarch even. Just have to chill. The good thing is that we're gonna get to start doing stuff now. But my opponent could give her... Yeah, that's fine. So we fetch for Triumph. Spike, thank you so much for that raid. Welcome everybody from Spike stream. We are playing some EOT FOF, you lose. We have been so far played only 2 matches. Oh, thank you for those follows, appreciate it. Sirman and Guy Montags, thank you for those follows. This deck has been fun. This deck has actually been pretty solid. EOT FOF, I ignore. GG, no rate. Oh yeah. that's the 2020 version. Back in the day it was EOT. It was EOT YL. Darth 2 also, thank you for the follow. How did your stream end up, Spike? I saw that you were doing some SharkBlade shenanigans. By the way, that deck is delightful. I've been doing a lot of winning with SharkBlade. Last week, we had some pretty solid results with SharkBlade. Really like your SharkBlade. Yeah, I think it's actually really powerful. So they're gonna put Batterskull here. And I would just start like crypticing and factor fictioning and like accruing unreasonable amounts of card advantage. Whenever I play this kind of deck, I remember the fact that Wizards could have banned Uro instead of banning Astrolabe. Thank you for the follow. The old regime. Maybe they're gonna kind of YOLO here. That's such a weird art. I never liked this the invocations art. So we're just going to tap all creatures and draw. Is Charm the germ before Giver a line? No, because you control, you do control the thing, but they still control the Battle Skull, so they can just bounce the Battle Skull, and like you're still in the same spot. It's basically it's never the line to charm a Battle Skull or whatever. So let's play Skull. This gets Skull in turn. Let's play it. Let's play another one of these unreasonable cards. Let's attack for 2 because we might as well. I think I'm actually gonna save this Scalding Tarn to fetch another Mystic Sanctuary. Oh, we can just put a Cryptic on top, right? So floated blue. Put Cryptic on top. Yes. Floated blue. Blue. We can draw 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sure, let's draw 2. We could gain control of Giver. Nah, drawing 2 is just better. And now that we have the Cryptic in hand, now we fall off. Oh, that's right, we have Blast Zone in our deck. That's great. Termin Faj with the Twitch from Selva. Welcome back for the 5th month. Love the old days with Fact of Fiction. Oh yeah. I'm having a great time right now. I'm having a really, really good time. Thank you for that. Thank you for that sub. Welcome back to the Primetime Stronghold. Imagine being my opponent and having to choose between this. Well, we're gonna choose the Blast. I mean, it doesn't matter. We're gonna get to... Yeah, we're gonna choose this one. Because we can just get back the Blast Zone next turn regardless. Pass the turn. So now we're gonna get to cast the Ur. We're gonna get to make a bazillion land drops. Blue, this and this. Tap all creatures, draw a card. Sure. Collected Company. Let's force it. We pitch a Cryptic, but we have infinite Cryptic starting next turn, so... More lands. That's funny. Get back Blast Zone. Blue, green. Udo, 1, 2, 3, 4. Bolt. Put this into play. Go to combat, attack. So play Castle Ventress, I guess. Green and blue. Growth Spiral. Play this. So we're gonna fetch. For this, we have so much mana. We can blow up once. It just doesn't matter, right? It just doesn't really matter. Just go to end step. Blue, and 1. Oh, it's 4 mana to scry? What a deal. What a deal. Bottom, bottom. And I guess blowing up once is not bad. And it's kind of free. Let's go. Should build Blast on a 3 to play around Spell Queller? Do we even care about Spell Queller? I mean, I guess we kind of do care about Spell Queller. Wusa, thank you for the host. Welcome everybody from Wusa's stream. I don't think they are playing Spell Queller, but just in case they are, I guess I'm gonna let this go. The going face. Okay. They probably are gonna ping the Ren, yeah. Two, three, four, 5. So we could scry, but then, yeah, we don't care. We don't care if they company here. Okay. So both of these are great. Both of these are great, yeah. Path my Udo. We do have a second Uro that we can cast right now. I do, however, want to draw the Remand and the Bolt. So, plus Blast Zone. One, play Udo. Playing Temur Wreck, you monster on sub. It's know thy enemy, right? It's know thy enemy day. Sometimes you just have to know thy enemy. So now we find the Bolt, which is nice. Then we fetch for wait, another path. Alright, now this is kind of awkward. I guess I'm supposed to counter and bounce. Counter target spell. Return target permanent. They could have another path to exile, which would be pretty brutal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cryptic on top. Yes. The good thing is we get to kill the sword now, at least. So, put X. I guess it's better to float mana. So, make mana. Think I need to know more about Neverend. Can you play next Friday? No. There is a donation option if you want me to do that. For the very, very, very low price of 30 bucks. I will play Neverend for you. because my opponent didn't want to play this game anymore. I mean, we didn't have the Cryptic Lock going yet. But I was going to take over from him, right? We blow up the Sword of Fire and Ice, we block the Germ, then we remand whatever they play, we can bolt the Stoneforge if we want to, and then we play Udo, and then Udo just takes over because it's a stupid card. And at that point, we do have the lock going. Alright, Abrade and Grudge seem reasonable. Anger seems pretty solid. Remand? I guess we want Gusts over Remand. My opponent's playing a Collected Company deck. Veil doesn't stop Spellcaller, which is the only thing my opponent could have that might matter, so I'm not going to go with that. Shark Typhoon is an interesting one. Shark Typhoon is certainly an interesting one. How do we feel about Shark Typhoon? Next thing you know, Reki's gonna break Vintage Roll. Yeah, that one might be a little bit too tall of an order, but I think I'm not gonna go with Shark Typhoon. I think this is fine. Jace is interesting, however. I think Udo is just good enough. Could Jace over Opt? The two Opts are kind of weird in this deck. The two Opts are really, really weird. Round 1 we got paired against Green Tron. That did not seem like, like a reasonable match. I love that we also have one ceremonious rejection. That's it. That's what we got. We got exactly one ceremonious rejection. So we can dominate those Tron nerds. That's pretty bad. So we're gonna go turn 1 Triumph, turn 2 probably tapped Steam Vents or something. Should I have played against around Mind Sensor? There's no way I play around Mind Sensor, right? Well, now that my opponent does this, I'm not gonna play around Mind Sensor, obviously. This deck has Ancient Grudge, chat. How sick is that? This used to be a modern staple. This deck has all the blasts from the past. This deck has all the blasts from the past. We got Grudges, we got Factor Fiction, all the classics, all the hits. Feast and Famine. That's a really scary one. All right, Triumph. Perfect mana achieved. Something good? Well, that's just too good to pass up, right? Bing! They can have second Hierarch and they get to kill the Ren. It feels like they're gonna end step do something. And if they end step do something, we just own them with Ancient Grudge. So sick. I think classics to the decks that make up for the filing spread by your that's fair. It's kind of weird, right? That's a little bit weird, right? Like my opponent just not attacking with the Stoneforge and also not activating Sword of Feast and Famine. That cryptic mana. For 2 mana, there's nothing that stops this. Yeah, my opponent agrees. For 2 mana, there's nothing that stops that, so there's not really anything that we need to worry about. Like, unless my opponent brought in Aether Gust against me, which I really doubt it. But what about the dreaded Mana Leak? Yeah, I'm not gonna play around Mana Leak from my opponent's Collected Company deck. You can only play so many known creatures in your Collected Company deck, and I'm not gonna play around Mana Leak. Ether Blue Marine, thank you for the follow. This deck has been fun. I've enjoyed it so far. Yikes. I think we keep it though. Would I love to have access to some better mana situation? Yes. Would I love to have access to like a Remand style card? Also yes. But I think it's still a keep. Like, basically this is the combo, right? This is Splinter Twin. Oh, of course we're playing against Tron. Right on time. Standard mana. Are the knowns no basic distribution arbitrary? Okay, so we're playing against Eldrazi Tron, so we actually have a shot here. I don't know if they are necessarily arbitrary. I think it's more of a matter of, like, you need a split because of field, and that split can be whatever you want, basically. Not standard mana because of snow. Oh, feels bad, man. So they have a turn 3 Thought Knot, which is gonna be devastating here. They're gonna take my Ur and I'm gonna be very sad. Oh. Well, that one we can beat. That one is beatable. That one is always beatable. They didn't have a Thought Knot last turn, so probably shouldn't have a Thought Knot here. So I think I'm actually going to bold the Reshaper here. We're probably going to eventually do this. So this way we get to keep our life total nice and high. Reality Smasher was revealed. Well, that one sucks. Tis okay, however. I'm gonna use the mana. 1, 2, 3. I'm not gonna use the mana. No, we're 1 mana short of doing something meaningful. Offbeat hero, thank you for the follow. So I guess I'm gonna just play a tap land here. Play tap land, play Wilderness Wreck. And if they tap out for Smasher, I'm just gonna take it. We're gonna take 5 and I'm gonna Factor Fiction so we can enable this Uro for next turn. Oh. Okay. I can get behind this. They want to go get Cavern. So I'm going to FOF in response. We might force something here, depending on what they do. This Factor Fiction card's pretty good. To take the O5 Splitter card to the graveyard to feel Lure, right? Yeah, that's the line. Yeah, I think they run Scavenger Grounds, which means that I should probably... No, actually not. Because they will need to pay 2 to activate the Expedition map and then 2 more to activate the Scavenger Grounds, so they cannot use it this turn. We don't care about Cavern, because I'm not worried about countering their stuff when my stuff is just bigger and better, right? So... we kind of don't care. So I'm gonna put Cryptic in my hand. And then I'm gonna let the Expedition map resolve. Because this puts more cards in my graveyard, so now we have a guaranteed Uro here. Yeah, Factor Fiction plus Uro is just insane. It's basically like 4 mana, your Uro is now online. It's basically what it reads. Looking back, maybe you should have played on tap land. It wouldn't have changed anything, right? Wouldn't have changed anything. I think I want to put FOF back on top. Wait. Oh, the other Mystic Sanctuary is here. Whoops. Never mind, we're fine. I'm gonna leave the FOF in the graveyard, however. 1, 2, 3, 4. Double Dismember. All right, got me. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're a little bit short on blue sources, however. This is good stuff, good stuff. They drew a Thought Knot. Well, that actually sucks. Should I draw 2 here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think I'm just gonna draw 2. They're gonna take my Cryptic. But all I really care about here is feeding Uro. Because I hate this deck more than anything, even more than Gristle. Fuck. Alright. Well, shit. Did we just lose? Wow, we just lose. We just lose because we milled our second. We drew our one Mystic Sanctuary and we milled the second one. And then my opponent top decked a Thought Knot Seer on this turn. Brutal. Yeah, we're just dead because we cannot stop. We just cannot stop anything. We're just dead. This is so sad. That was so sad. ¿Cómo anda todo por acá? Todo bárbaro, gordo. ¿Cómo andas vos? Estamos cobrando. Pero está bien, no pasa nada. Remand, get this shit out of here. Growth Spiral's good. Maybe we shave. I think I want to keep the forces. Maybe keep 2 forces. And cut 1 bolt. Fear Phage, I know that my opponent has an uncounterable Reality Smasher. So no, we didn't have another draw step. All delicious. Thank you for that follow. Definitely the E-Tron matchup feels a lot better than the Green Tron matchup. So if we don't find the land, this hand is gonna roll over and die, but I think that this is pretty powerful otherwise. Is there a loop with Nexus? Yes, just draw Nexus a bunch. Turn 3 Tron, opponent is an expert Tron player. That also 100% means that they have the Natty Tron, right? Holding up Cryptic or draw 2 with Archmage's Charm. I don't know how I feel about them scrying there. I feel like once this resolves, you just get so much more value, especially when you have Tron. You just get so much more value by drawing cards with this. Whoa! Smokey the Cat, thank you for that donation. That's so awesome, really appreciate it. Watch all YouTube's content since I can never catch you live. Thank you for streaming Modern. I do not play Titan. I know I play the wrong deck. Just to enjoy the content. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it so much. Thank you so much for the support. Sweet. That's awesome. We're gonna draw 2 here, I think. That's nice. So we have Cryptic plus Rejection, and we also have access to Opt plus Growth Spiral. We would like to continue hitting land drops. My opponent keeps on scrying with Maze Mind Tome. Shouldn't I Field the Cavern? Probably not gonna be countering the stuff that they do. And they can just go sack this to go get out of the cavern, so it's kind of the same regardless. Though I guess now we actually could Field the Cavern. Yeah, sure. The problem is now they finish Tron, which is gonna be annoying with this Maze Mind Tome. Snow Island. Thank you for that follow. You didn't understand this game? It's a great game, my friend. It's a great game. A lot of things going on. And Multi-Magic 95, thank you for that follow. Huh, they chose to draw instead of finishing up Tron. This is pretty interesting. Okay. Sounds reasonable. Sounds reasonable. That actually... I'll have to rejection that. Oh, fuck me. God damn it. Alright. I guess that's a thing that just happened. I guess that's the thing that just happened. Yes, you can get my opt. Doesn't get better than Reshaper into Reshaper. Yeah, that's basically the dream, right? Natty Tron, of course. Of course, of course. So we can actually force... If we bounce the relic, we can force the activation. I feel like that's where this game is going. So they're gonna sack the relic in response, which sucks, but like at least now I can start setting this Uro up. And if we find what's his name? Factor Fiction, we actually get the Uro online. Not bad, not bad. And now the chalice also basically locks out future relics. I imagine they're gonna go get the thing that exiles the graveyard. The land that exiles the graveyard. Scavenger grounds, yep. And surprisingly, is it still worth it to vote to build my graveyard? Yes, that's. I was planning on doing that. Now they just show me that they drew a scavenger ground. So I think that now we're actually in a lot of trouble. We basically need a Fact or Fiction. Fact or Fiction is how we win this game. I think I block here if they attack. Fact or Fiction? Hello there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's a win condition. Do we just go all in? I kind of want to go all in here. Big shark. We're gonna need the bigger boat. Well, we have a bigger shark, I'll tell you that much. We could still be in a lot of trouble here. They have 7 cards in hand. Fuck. Sad face. I mean, if they take the force because they think... Oh, they took the bolt. Smart. Very smart from opponent. Because by taking the bolt, they don't allow me to feed my Udo. Again, if we draw Fact or Fiction, we win. I think. At least we go from being behind to being very far ahead. Fact or Fiction off the top. Fact or Fiction off the top. Just gotta call it, chat. Just gotta call it. Just gotta know what you need, you know? You just gotta know what you need. And once you know what you need, you can just try it. It's pretty easy. It's pretty straightforward if you think about it, right? So now I think we might be ahead. This Mystic Forge is a problem, but barring that, we kind of have this going on. Just like Stacy's mom. Oh, please split like this. Do it. Do it. Yes. Oh, actually, Huh, that makes sense. That's actually very smart from opponents. So now I don't have enough stuff to put on the bin. Well, is that true? That's actually not true. We just choose this pile. We just fetch. Oh, we have enough? Yeah. I guess I want to draw a cryptic. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Yeah, I'd like to draw a cryptic, please. Cryptic command. Green, green, blue, blue. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That Factor Fiction card is something else, huh? I guess I could have bounced Mystic Forge there on my opponent's end step. And then I can force it on the way back, on the way down. One, two, three, four, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So we have double force plus cryptic here. Maybe that was the line. I think we are in okay shape here. Thought not. Well, I wish we counter draw there. We could counter bounce. Yeah. Counter. Bounce. 1, 2, 3, 4. We can also force the Scavenger Grounds activation, which is nice. Because we can just go with another Mystic Sanctuary. Very interesting game. Very interesting game. That Factor Fiction top deck was just absolutely ridiculous. I keep thinking you say you can force a negation description. No, I mean I can force them to activate it by... Yeah, I know. Force is weird. I can actually force them to activate it with by getting my second Mystic Sanctuary and attempting to put Cryptic on top, and then my opponent's going to... They're going to sack the Scavenger Grounds response, very likely. Chalice for 3. It's effectively the same, right? My opponent is clearing the way for probably a Karn or something like that, but... So this is 10 plus 6, 16. But Ballista, probably. Or another Chalice. Chalice for 4. Alright. So this is going to attack them. It's going to attack Ujin, 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 Ujin. Chalice on 4 means that probably their scariest top deck, which is Karn, doesn't actually do anything. So that's good for us. Huh. I don't think I want a Blast Zone though. Blast Zone would be so much better if it came in with 0 counters. Yep. Unless you got paired against specifically Death Shadow, in which case would be a little bit worse. But yes, it really sucks that it comes in with not enough counters. I think I'm just going to blow up the Thought Knot here. Oh no, it blows up my wreck. Is it lethal, however? It is not lethal. So I guess I'm gonna Snapcaster back the Growth Spiral, or attempt to at least. Okay, they're letting me. Don't mind if I do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I can blow up Thought Knot, we swing with everything. Their 4s are still locked down. I think it's worth it. It is kind of weird, but I think it's worth it. Oof. Blowing up or a wilderness wreck really sucks, but Karn the Great Creator, enter the revealed card zone. Classic. You have enough mana, the wilderness wreck is not relevant now. Yeah, exactly. Slam the Karn, opponent. So they play the land already, right? Yeah, so they play the land. Even if they had played a big ballista, I think we just grudge the chalice, we counter, and we can still counter the Karn. We don't even need to counter the Karn even. That was hot. That was pretty hot, chat. That was pretty hot. Should we play in Angers instead of Bolt? I could be playing another Force on the draw. How did the White Splash go? The videos are gonna be in 3 hours. They're gonna be live on YouTube, so you can check them out over there. It was good. Like I honestly don't think that Reclaimer is a strictly worse version of Amulet anymore. Like I think it is its own thing. I'm gonna keep this. I think its own thing, and I think it has potential of being very, very, very good. I might miss some land drops here. If I miss these land drops, we're probably dead, but I think it's correct for me to keep this hand. Yep. If we find a land, we're probably going to win. I guess if we find 2 lands, we're probably going to win. And if we don't, then we're probably going to lose. It does depend a little bit of what my opponent has here. Like if they have a turn 2 Thought Knot. That one is a little bit of a problem. We cannot really trade profitably with it. Never mind. So, Raiding Pool. Destroy target artifact. No, not hitting a land drop there is huge for us. See, I'm gonna play you don't care about Reshaper at all, but as a control play, it's like the most annoying little thing. It is a little bit annoying, but like you just play a Neuro and it just gets brick walled completely, right? Oh, did you just have Natty Tron? Must be nice. So I'm saving this grudge until my opponent plays something that actually matters. And like right now, the Chalice is already locking out their relics and expedition maps, and a relic would actually be pretty good for them right here, so. Sweet. Do we care about putting a Braid back on top? Not really. No, I purposely sided out some of my 1-drops because they are bad because of this. I was going to say, if they pass the turn again here, we're going to win. They did not pass the turn. I'm afraid we're going to have to tap and draw here, however. Nairash with a Twitch Prime sub. Welcome to the Primetime Stronghold, Nairash. Thank you so much for sharing that Twitch Prime love here on this channel. Jasner, thank you for the follow too. I guess we can go to 2. Is it that bad if we go to 2? If that, I think it's not that bad because we get to untap and then if we FOF end step, we get to untap. So as long as I don't have an uncounterable ballista here, we should be fine. I think whatever puts the most cards in the bin, I'm gonna I'm gonna throw to the bin. We already have 2 cryptics in hand, which is nice. And I think Udo is probably going to be enough to stabilize here. I am pretty certain that at least one of my opponent's cards in hand is a 1-drop. I am pretty sure about that. So I think I like the land. We put 2 in the yard. Two, 3 in the yard, plus the FOF. Then we have Cryptic. Yeah, exactly. So I think I do like the land. Blue, green, blue, green. Again, I want to find lands here. That's it. That's exactly what I wanted to find. We could cycle Shark for 1. I think I want to do that. Just as a blocker. And then we have access to Cryptic plus stuff. What is today even? I mean, it's not crazy for me to be choosing a land, right? This is basically lands.channel. Walking Ballista has entered the revealed card zone. 2 growth spiral. One, 2, we growth spiral, we put field in play, we Field of Ruin, we blow up their tower. And then the ballista can only be made for X equals 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So what I'm concerned about here and why I'm thinking about this, it's because I am... if my opponent has a Cavern of Souls, we lose. If they have a Cavern of Souls in hand, we actually just lose the game, right? And there's nothing we can do about it because they just make a big uncounterable ballista and we die. So I'm trying to think if there's any way that we could potentially work around that. What's up, Matt? How's it going? I think that I'm going to go for that. Maybe we find another growth spiral. There's more towers and caverns in the deck. Yes, but there's no reason for them to have held towers, and there is exactly this reason for them to have held the cavern, right? If we bounce strong land, they just replay it and we lose. One, two, 1, 2, 1, 2. We would go down to 1. I think I'm gonna go for that. And then we can just garage the... We can just garage the thing. The Amulet Cyber Guide is for patron only? No, as a sub you get access to the Cyber Guide. Yes! Yes! That, my friends, is why you come here. This is the content that you are looking for. Right here. Right here. This is next level place. This is why you're here. Woo! Yeah! Oh my god, that's like the sickest thing ever. That is so... that feels real good, my friend. That feels real good. Somebody, please tell me that somebody actually clipped that. Please tell me somebody clipped that. Please tell me that somebody clipped that, because that is some top tier shit right there. That is some top tier shit right there. Wow. Para celebrar, yeah. We got some celebration lounge now. I've earned this. I have earned this.
Perfect timing.
I have earned this. Wow. Fuego. Fuego. This is some fuego, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that. For those that gifted sub. Thank you, Dr. Jack. I appreciate it. Oh, that was great. Oh, that was so sick. That was so sick. All right. Now we still have to not lose here, so... How do we not lose? I guess we have to bounce the power plant, right? So let's growth spiral first, I guess. And then we have to... It's free to play the second wreck. Oops. Blue and 1. We're gonna turn target creature to its owner's hand, draw target permanent to its owner's hand. Nice. Whew. I think that clock is fine. I think our clock is gonna be okay. So we're gonna put this into my hand. And now we actually do have a blocker for... And we actually have to be careful to make the blocker not big enough, just so it doesn't kill the Mana Reshaper. So we actually have to make the Shark Typhoon a 1/1. Yes, we can. That's what I'm doing. I'm playing around the second Ballista by bouncing the land. GG's. GG's. We were also beating a Ballista because we can bounce. I bounced the land so that they have maximum six mana next turn, and they cannot play a lethal Ballista because I have Cryptic to tap and draw. Was that okay? Was that alright? Was that alright? Damn. Honestly, that has to have been one of the best plays that I have ever made live here on the stream. That has to be one of the most next level play. Ugo Freitas 1, thank you for the follow. That has to be one of the best plays that have ever happened on this stream. Where can you access SharkBlade? Is there a link? Yes, so the way to access it, you are a sub. So thanks, first of all, thank you. And second of all, you did that already, cool. Then you have to join my Discord. Well, there you go. That's a link. And then you have to link your Twitch and Discord accounts, and then you will get automatically access to all the cyber guides. All right. What are these Mystic Sanctuary decks bad against? Mono Green Tron. I'm talking about this one specifically. You can still build. We can still build the deck in such a way that you can beat Tron. In fact, you can build the deck in such a way that you're positive against Tron. With Bant Blade, I have a positive record against Tron. Alright, so I'm gonna disappear here for a second. You're not gonna see me anymore. And I'm gonna be muting my thingy so I can actually eat. See you very soon, chat. No turn to Stoneforge is huge for us. I mean, I don't know if my opponent's playing Stoneforge to begin with, but it's great for us. How many bits do you get to watch me eat? I don't know. How much you got? Definitely crossing our fingers for no Teferi here, but... things are developing nicely. Well, that one is a problem. Pitching Foff doesn't feel great, but I think that it's important for us to have access to Snapcast so we can flash back the Force. They failed to find, so Batterskull is one of their cards in hand. Brutal. Do I take this? I think I'm gonna take this time to Foff here. It's bad if my opponent finds exactly the fairy. We did find Blast Zone, so that's cool. In your hand, oh, I'm gonna put this one in my hand. Because that puts the most stuff in my graveyard, which is where I want it to be. So I'm probably gonna put Force back on top. Wait, what? Hardcast Batterskull? Is that the name of the game? That is the name of the game. When I'm playing in hard mode over there. Alright, so I'm gonna find a reading pool here. 4, 5, 6. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna draw a Force. I think it would follow Janky B. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We do have a range, so I want to make sure that I leave some business in there. Play this and play this. Go. If they do something silly like equip Batterskull to the Shark, we just bounce the token and we just win the game on the spot, so that's cool. And because I put the Force on top last turn, we can actually do that with Force protection. Upkeep, Sanctuary, put Foff on top. Yes. Sure. Nice. Let's see if my opponent knows the trick. What they should do is they should activate Stoneforge before they do anything. You don't want to roll a remand. Yeah. My opponent knows what's up. gonna put the remand on top. They are. Interesting. Okay. Okay, so I think we're just gonna tap Cryptic Tap. Sweet. Gonna bolt Stoneforge. This means that my opponent now needs to play at sorcery speed. And it also probably means that this game is over. Oh, we don't have any more fetchables? Whoops! Hey! Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's all good. So we're gonna put tap all creatures, return target permanent. Such a display of power. I would honestly consider that a display of laziness, honestly, but yeah, sure. Counter target spell. I don't like that. Hard casting of Shark Typhoon. Not a fan of the hard casting of Shark Typhoon there. Gonna make the same play here. Yeah, just got them under the lock. What will you play after this league? I think I'm gonna play a different deck like this. Just gonna be playing probably Bant instead of Temur. Mill? No, we're not gonna be playing Mill. I can guarantee that one. Well, all my cards are insane, right? Cuddle the bolts, I guess, because Abrade is better. But Abrade doesn't answer planeswalkers, which is kind of awkward. Remands are good. This gives me the inevitability that I might need. Well, oh, that's right. They're actually playing Teferi, so I guess we might need to find cards that are good against that card. I really have no clue how to sideboard here, right? Cut a land? No, lands are actually very, very important in the control matchups. Whoever first misses their land drop, it's usually the person that it ends up losing. This game's not looking good. Turn to Stoneforge is going to be really tough to beat. When 27 lands, you're not going to miss anything. I mean, I already lost games today because of that specific reason, so... Probably speaking in terms of absolutes, not a great idea. So unfortunately, what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to cycle Shark Typhoon here, because otherwise my opponent's going to get to connect with this Stoneforge Mystic, and I don't think I can afford for that to happen. I'm going to buy any double master singles in paper, you mean? Well, if you're planning on making any purchase of paper cards, you can support the stream for free at no extra cost to you by using my TCG Player affiliate link. Yep. We are probably very dead here. Well, actually, if this resolves... Alright. So we lose to Shark Typhoon, I guess? But like, what are we supposed to do otherwise, so... I guess I could have played a Snapcaster there. To protect their Ren. I mean, if they don't have a Shark, then their Ren is fine regardless, so... Feel the microbeats, think about to follow. Alright, there's the Shark. Oh no, Snapcaster, that's even worse. Well, we're in trouble now. We are in trouble now. I'm back. I love how somebody at Wizards was like, Yo, I got an idea. Let's make a card that completely blanks entire decks. And you know that key aspect to the game? That key aspect that Magic has? It just shits on that too. And then everybody else in the design team was like, ooh, wow, that sounds like a great idea. Let's do that. Let's do that. Make it 3 mana. 4 is too much for that kind of effect. Morphling B2, thank you for the follow. So now we basically have to draw another Shark Typhoon. And we need to have my opponent not have access to any answer to the card. Which includes Archmage's Charm. Now that they have Charm, it also includes any kind of fetch land. Because they can use Mystic Sanctuary. What else? Maybe I simply cannot side where I have Lightning Bolts and I need to have them in my deck. Maybe the balls just need to remain in my deck. I guess I can draw Field. That's a blank. It's gonna, I guess, flash back the Growth Spiral. Yeah, I think I'm just like my opponent played that Teferi and I just lost the game on the spot. I don't think there's anything I could have done. It's just like they played the Teferi with backup, and that was it. That was the game. That was the entire game right there. Unfortunate, unfortunate. What is fortunate though is that Sarlong has now followed, so thank you for that. I think we might just be out of options here, folks. Huh. They chose that. That has to mean that they have another one, right? I'm gonna put the Grudge on top because I'm planning on using Factor Fiction next turn. And because of that, it doesn't matter, like we just get access to the card regardless, you know. What's the record so far? 3-1? Yeah, that's not accurate. Currently 3-1. CA dude, you missed. You missed probably the most amazing play that has ever happened on this stream. You missed a really 5-head play that if I hadn't figured it out, I would have actually lost the game. I think that they have Batterskull because of how they're playing, so I'm not attacking with Stoneforge and stuff. So I think I'm going to play around that. So the second Sanctuary is gone, Castle Ventress is gone. Oh, the Garage is also gone. No, it's not because I shuffled. You're right. You're right, me. Good job, me. Dispute. Let's move on to the next game. Yeah, I think I'm actually gonna have to keep keeping the lightning bolts because I cannot beat the fairy, so should I just side out the Wilderness Rex? Maybe Jace is just different too. Those were some horrible piles. Yeah, it didn't matter. Like, my opponent just had me. Maybe I just don't need to go over the top. I can just, like, fuff into eternity. We enjoy your legacy streams on Wednesdays. Just wondering how you choose the decks you'll be streaming. Good question. Well, first of all, thank you. Glad you've been enjoying them. I have been enjoying them too. Basically, what I do is I find decks that I like, and then those are the ones that I play. If I own the cards, or if I'm missing like a small enough amount of cards, I just play those. Lately, I've been focusing on Espervile because that deck is very sweet. I enjoy it a lot, and I think it's also quite good. And Scaldo94, thank you for that tier 1 sub. Welcome to the Primetime Stronghold. Really appreciate you becoming a subscriber, and I hope that you're enjoying your stay. So now we are the ones that are putting a turn 2 unbeatable threat, and we can actually protect it with double remand. So we are basically asking my opponent, do you have Spell Snare on turn 1, or do you have the Force? Because if this rend resolves, then I think that we're going to win the game. Unless something really crazy happens. But I'm pretty sure that this guy is gonna put us far ahead enough that if we resolve rend, it's just gonna be game over. But yeah, Mr. Frodo, to sum things up, I've been enjoying that deck, and I think that it really rewards practice. So that's why I've been playing it more than anything. But usually I just really gravitate towards green decks, so like Maverick, and I've played some Primeval Titan decks, even though they're not very, very good. So yeah. Oh, I forgot to fetch. Yeah, I think I should just slam here. I think I should just slam, because like after this turn, like things get weirder, right? Like after this turn, my opponent can now get access to not only Spell Snare and Force, but they also can get access to like it's only bad if my opponent untaps and they play Stoneforge Mystic. But like they have a lot more cards that punish me after this turn, right? Starting from here, my opponent has access to like Remand, like all that nonsense. So I think it's correct for me to slam there. Thoughts on 4-color Loam? I have played it multiple times, and for whatever reason, I know that it's a good deck, but for whatever reason, I do worse with 4-color Loam than I do with something like Maverick. I have no explanation why. I legit have no idea why that is, but that is just something that happens. We standard now? Well, I mean, not really. And I don't want to fetch for a Ketria Triumph, because if I do fetch for a Triumph, then I'm actually giving my opponent an additional out. Which is now they can Cryptic bounce my Triumph, and then I'm basically time walking myself one more time. This is the Shark Typhoon, which is fucked up if you ask me. We don't even get to draw a card of the Veil because they just cycled. Brutal. I am gonna fetch for Breeding Pool, however. Who said that we would be fine with 27 lands? Show your face. Who said that we were not gonna be missing our land drops with 27 lands? Show your face now, you coward. We're just dead to 2 stupid sharks. Playing less than 30 lands in 2020. I know, it's my mistake. I punted. This is brutal, we can't do anything. Just getting bullied by these stupid sharks. If they have dispute, we lose, of course, but brutal. So we just lost to not hitting online drops, which is what makes sense, right? Which is how those matchups go. If you miss your land drop in the control mirror, you are going to lose. It almost really doesn't matter what's going on. Like if you don't hit your land drop number 4 by turn 5, you are not winning that game. It probably doesn't matter what you do. You just cannot come back from it that far behind. And my opponent was able to capitalize on that, which makes sense. It's not really tough for them to do that. Not the best way to end the league, but it was okay. It was okay. There were some interesting concepts going on there. I don't know if I want to have access to more Ren and 6s, and I don't know how good Lightning Bolt actually is in this kind of deck. But it was definitely entertaining. I had fun with the deck. Like, bad decisions were punished and good decisions were rewarded, like in that match against Eldrazi Tron. So I enjoy playing this kind of decks that are so just skill intensive, or I guess like decision intensive, or however you want to call it. But yeah, it's a cool deck. So if you enjoyed it, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button and check out the next video. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.